Hello, and here's our final stream for the evening. I'm doing my solicit stream, hopefully quickly, because I've got a hard out at 8:30. Um, and so I've linked the AIPT in the description. I may have screwed it up like last month, apparently. Didn't even check. But if you go to AIPTcomics.com, I'm using that instead of Newsarama because Newsarama only has one cover per issue, and I think the AIPT has at least most of the variants this time, even though they don't have them rotating, so it's much more awkward to go through. But again, if I don't cover something, it's because I'm not reading it, don't care about it, or actively dislike it. Um, I don't want to spend this stream being negative about things, so I'm just going to skip stuff I don't really want to talk about, except for Catwoman, which I have to talk about because of the crossover. So let's get started. Here we go. Speaking of Catwoman, Batman, Catwoman, The Gotham War Battle Lines #1. This is written by Chip Zdarsky and Tini Howard. The idea is that Catwoman has formed basically a crime syndicate, like a co-op. So her idea is like nonviolent thieving crime from the rich to the poor is going to be what makes Gotham better. And Batman's going to be like, you can't do that. And so Batman and Catwoman are going to fight. I'm very curious to see how this ends. I really hope that it doesn't end with saying that Catwoman's way is right and would be fine. I'm worried it is because Chip Zdarsky did say similar things when he was writing Daredevil, but we'll see. Arts by Mike Hawthorne and Adriano Di Benedetto. Got a main cover by Jorge Jimenez. Got a bunch of variants. Don't recognize that artist. I want to say that's Kale New. There's the black and white 50 Joe Quesada's variant. Joe Quesada's doing a lot of Batman variants. Is that 100? Yeah, 100. They're going nuts with variants at DC. And special foil variant. I don't recognize that artist. I'm not super excited about this because I hate the Catwoman run that's going on right now by Tini Howard. I really like what Chip Zdarsky's been doing, even though his pacing was bad for the last arc. But his pacing for the first arc was really good. Next, we have Batman, Catwoman, The Gotham War, Red Hood. This is a 2-issue miniseries written by Matt Rosenberg, art by Nicola Chismesija. I'm sure I butchered that, but he did wonderful art for the Sword of Azrael miniseries by Dan Waters last year. It was just gorgeous. I love his art. This is very exciting to me. I hope Steph shows up in this because she's not showing up anywhere else. I'll do a quick search. I already did a search. Steph does not show up. Stephanie Brown, my favorite character. Now that Back Rolls is over, there's nothing. So let's look through the covers. Ooh, what the heck is that? That's so big. So apparently, no, it's not working. I'll try. So this is interesting. I don't recognize this lady. That might be Scarlet, but Matt Rosenberg hasn't shown a lot of propensity to use past stuff. Red Hood next to Catwoman. The idea is that the Bat family is supposed to be taking sides with Batman or against Batman. We'll have to see if that actually happens. Jason will probably be against Batman, but he does love Batman, so it's complicated. But of course, Catwoman loves Batman too. Here's the Batman issue. It's part 2, so it's a 6 issues for the main arc with the opening battle lines and last battle scars, I think is this the closing issue, and then Batman and Catwoman and Batman and Catwoman for the middle 4 issues. And then the Red Hood Catwoman miniseries will be, I think it's a side story. That's how they're sort of advertising it. It says Batman is very angry and he's fighting everybody. And has turned friends into foes. So maybe Batman's going to be all by himself, which would suck. But also, Batman kind of does that sometimes. See, also war games. The last time we had a lot of war in Gotham. Let's see, what covers do we got? We've got our main cover by Jorge Jimenez. Rose Besh is doing a lot of chibi or bobblehood style. I really love Rose Besh covers. I think they're incentives though. No, they're not. They're creator covers. Oh, nice. So that'll be cool. Maybe I'll get a bunch of Rose Besh covers just because I like her cover style. I also really like Jorge Jimenez. I'm not actually pulling Batman at this time, so I don't know what I'm going to do. Kale New, and I think that's Hispanic Heritage by Salvador LaRocca. And here's our Catwoman. This is David Nakayama, who's doing Maven covers. I don't recognize that. That's Suzumica? And then that, of course, is Ryan Gonzalez, who does watercolors. Selina's never alone. She's got two generals. That would be Dario and I think it's Marquise. Her number 2 she discovered in prison in this last arc. But it might be Aiko. I bet it's Aiko. I think it's Aiko and Dario are her generals, and then she's got a bunch of lieutenants who she got in prison, and then a bunch of foot soldiers, but we'll see. And then there's a shocking twist. And then, completely unconnected to Batman, Catwoman, Gotham War, we have Batman and Robin. And this is by Josh Williamson with art by Simone DeMeo. I really like Simone DeMeo. I don't like his interior art nearly as much, but Josh Williamson's a good writer, so he could probably do a good collaboration. I love the fact that there's a Bat and a Robin together there. That's really clever. I love he's really intelligent in the way he approaches these things. So here's Art Germ doing White Rabbit, who is apparently going to be a villain. Art Germ is making up for the fact that he's not doing a swimsuit cover this year. Black and White. I don't think that's actually Black and White. That's Clayman. Oh, there's Open Order, Kale New, Bat. Yeah, so some cool covers. Thankfully not going too crazy. They are still doing a 1 in 100, which I don't like. This is going to be 5 pages, $5. That's something I want to talk about. Most of the news stories are going to be $5. So Wonder Woman, Batman and Robin. I don't think the Flash is, but we'll see. None of them are scheduled to have backups. They are saying that they're going to be 10 pages longer, which would justify the $5 cover price to me. But if they immediately drop it back to 20 or 22 pages and keep it at $5, I'm going to be pissed. I'm also not surprised, and it means that I'm probably not going to jump on board. That if they drag the price up to $5 for a normal length comic, and they have no backup, I am not. I'm not on board. I don't like that. I appreciate what they're doing with Action Comics, which is they're giving you 40 pages for $5, which is a 20-page story and 2 10-page backups. But I'm not on board for a 20-page story for $5 or even a 22-page story. I still think that DC is being a coward for not making a Nightwing and Robin series instead of a Batman and Robin. I know Batman's supposed to sell. I think they should cancel Nightwing and cancel Robin and do a Nightwing and Robin team up because Dick and Damian are a golden pair. I just don't want Tom Taylor or Peter Tomasi to write it. I think Josh Williamson would actually do really well. He wrote Dick and Damian really well in the Robin series. I don't know. I just think Bruce and Damian are not good together. I think they enforce each other's worst moral traits. Here we have Birds of Prey by Kelly Thompson. Art and cover by Leonardo Romero and a bunch of variants, of course. Big Barda for Art Germ. Chris Bachalo doing a cool variant with Wonder Woman for some reason. And this great throwback Birds of Prey. Who did that? That is by Nick Bradshaw. I love that variant. They're doing a lot of throwback variants this month, but they're all 1 in 25s, which means they'd be $25. That's the kind of thing you get in the trade. I don't like incentive variants unless I absolutely love the content of the cover. Like it's a cover I want to frame on my wall. I'm not going to buy 1 in 25 unless I absolutely love it or I'm like so in love with the run that I want to support the run. So Solicit is every mission matters, every life saved is a miracle, but this time is personal. So first 2 is great. Last one feels really cliched. Dinah Lance is one of the DCU's most elite fighters. Good so far. Combined with a sonic scream, she's a fearsome foe in any scenario, but sometimes even the Black Canary needs help. Faced with a personal mission brought to her by a mysterious new ally, and up against near impossible odds, she reforms the Birds of Prey with an unrivaled group of badasses. Cassandra Cain, Big Barda Zealot, and Harley Quinn, and only one goal: extraction without bloodshed. Now, Kelly Thompson said on Twitter that this is the deadliest. I'm like, extraction without bloodshed? Why has she got multiple like killers? Like Cassandra Cain makes perfect sense because she's committed to not killing, but Barda, she's a warrior from Apocalypse who's fought several wars. Not saying that's bad, but she is not a non-bloodshed person. Zealot's an assassin, from what I can tell, from the edgy '90s Image stuff. Wildstorm, that was eventually folded, but it was competing with Image. And then Harley Quinn, of course, is a murderer. She is supposed to be reformed, but she still is a murderer. Harley Quinn really killed my interest in the series, unfortunately. I know Kelly Thompson is very excited about this, and she really wanted it. And Harley Quinn has interacted with the Birds before, but when Harley Quinn took over the Birds of Prey with the movie and in all the tie-in comics, all of those tie-in comics were dreadful, or worse. Like, none of them were good, and some of them were actively horrific. So I know Kelly Thompson can do a good job on this. I can't help the fact that Harley Quinn associated with the Birds of Prey has such a negative association for me after the movie and those tie-in comics that I am just not excited at all for this. The Penguin #2. Tom King is clearly trying to make Killing Time, the 6-issue miniseries with David Marquez, and he's doing covers with David Marquez. And art is by Rafael de la Torre, who did a great run of Iron Man with the Naufs back after Civil War. I love Rafael de la Torre. This is going to look really good. It's going to be real dark, real nasty. So we'll see how that works. Penguin is basically he's becoming a CRA operative on U.S. soil, which of course is great. Not supposed to do that. But of course that's the way they do the Penguin, because the Penguin's evil. And Tom King has very conflicted feelings about what he did as a CIA operative in Afghanistan. But yeah, they're following. I'm almost certainly sure that Agent Potty Mouth is going to be one of the main characters in the series, as is the Help. So this is just following on from Killing Time, and Tom King is doing an actual ongoing, following up with what Chip Zdarsky did. So that's very interesting. What's this? Oh, Brave and the Bold, Urban Legends, Volume 2, number 5. Interestingly, Tom King did a 5-issue short story about Batman versus Joker with Mitch Gerrits. Still doing black and white. I just don't like anthologies the way they're doing them. They're too big, they're too expensive, the stories are too long, making it feel really long, and they're not pulling me in. I do appreciate that these are all named talent, like I recognize all the people, unlike their holiday anthologies, which are being more and more used as no names, which means that unless they advertise a character, which they really need to do, they need to advertise the characters that are in these things, and they need to be 70 Brown. I'm not going to buy the anthologies. Like the last anthology I bought was Saved by the Bell Rev, and that's because it had Gotham Academy in it. This is Detective Comics. Ram V continues, and it looks like the big thing is going to be Batman gets demon possessed, and Barbados has to help him fight, which is interesting because we had Batman using. We've got Zur-En-Arrh and Barbados, both of which were heavily involved with Grant Morrison's run, but Ram V is taking Barbados, and Chip Zdarsky is taking Zur-En-Arrh, and both of them are using to really pick apart the concept of Batman, and that's interesting. But it's interesting that they're both drawing from the same period of time, but different, similar concepts. Here's Nightwing. Looks like he's going to go pirating. Bruno Redondo's back on art and cover. Harley Quinn. Poison Ivy. Here's the Rose Besh Poison Ivy, and that is really pretty. I love how complicated it is. You cannot say that they're not putting lots of money and interest in the Poison Ivy covers. I looked at League of Comic Geeks, and there's actually a lot more people buying this book, both regular and cover variants, and saying they're reading it and reviewing it. I used to think that this was pretty much only a cover driven series, but it looks like people are actually buying it. So that is nice for the people who are liking it. Here's Wonder Woman. Chris Bachalo. Sorry, Wonder Woman just go on ham on a bunch of Axe things. I want to say this Axe thing really sounds like it's going to be like Ares is behind it. I know Tom King is trying to make some kind of political commentary. I hope he does like an Omega Man and he doesn't do like super obvious, annoying good versus evil, but does like really complicated stuff. And he's done that. He's been doing that pretty consistently. Like Supergirl has a lot of that. Like the bad guy is actually a government operative who's basically Tom King. And there's forgiveness in that, even though there's murder. It's interesting. Rose Besh doing a gorgeous chibi variant or bobblehead variant of Wonder Woman. Oh, that's so nice. That's so tempting. But then Julian Totino Tedesco is doing this Kanga, and one was just having so much fun riding her Kanga, Jumpa, the Kanga. That is hilarious. I love that. And apparently it's actually going to happen. Art Germ, of course, doing bullets off of the bracelets. I don't think Art Germ's ever outdone himself for the Wonder Woman, like ripping off her old costume, her new costume, and having her old costume underneath. I think that's probably his best Wonder Woman variant. He's also done a lot more muted colors than he used to do, which I understand, but I kind of wish he'd do more pops. Like this red, I wish was a little more vibrant. So a mysterious Amazon is accused of basically terrorism. So the U.S. government forms acts, which I really think it's got some Greek gods. I think there's like some supernatural stuff going on because that would be more interesting than just, oh, isn't the U.S. evil? If you're not U.S. and you have a hostile relationship with the U.S., that would make sense. But I am a U.S. citizen and I am very patriotic, and so that annoys me. But I think that he's going to do something a little more complicated than that. And Daniel Sampere, as I said, on that 10-issue backup is awesome. Cy Spurrier, oh, look at that Flash variant was for Rose Besh. Cy Spurrier's 10-page backup in the Flash 800 was pretty good. I'm still not interested in continuing it because I just don't like his writing. It's very intelligent. It's very interesting. It's compelling. I don't like it. I don't like the moral themes. I don't like the political themes he chooses to explore or how he chooses to explore them. It could be good. I'll check it out in trade. Here's Power Girl. This is still by Leah Williams. There's a nice Frank Cho sketch, and I'm sure it's going to get more detailed. I love this. All the Power Girls. Who did all the Power Girls? Is that? I think that's Otto Schmidt. Yes, I'm pretty sure that's Otto Schmidt because he does that. He's that for Black Canary. Power Girl, of course, is made for covers. She's just fantastic. That's Gary Frank. I'm pretty sure that is it. Yeah, that's Gary Frank. Gary Frank doing the main cover, I think. Yeah, main cover. Power Girl. So it's an ongoing series. I'm a little disappointed that it's ongoing, and the next one, Fire and Ice, is not ongoing because I was much more interested in the Fire and Ice backup than the Power Girl main story. But DC they're boarding the Leah Williams train, and I think the Power Girl special was better than I expected. I still don't like it, and I still don't want it to be an ongoing. I think it was fine the way it was, but DC is going in on Leah Williams, and that's fine. Oh man, but look at this Jen Bartel fashion variant of Fire. They look so good, and they got the little Fire and Ice. This American Gothic with the Homer goof by what's it called? Spoof by Terry and Rachel Dodson is fantastic. I don't recognize the artist on that, but it's really funny. Superman for Smallville. Is that Amanda Connor? Oh, I think it's Amanda Connor. Yes, it is. That's the 1 in 50. And this is the 1 in 25, Kevin McGuire. This is fantastic. It's the JLI cover, but it's just them. And it says, "Is it just us?" That is hilarious. That's really good. Really clever, really funny. I wish it wasn't a 1 in 25. That means I might have to buy the trade to get these covers. If I were going to buy a cover, the Dodsons is great, but I also just really love that Jen Bartel. It's hard to say. I don't know what the trade dress is going to look like. Now, this is a 6-issue miniseries, and I don't know. I liked that backup a lot. That sort of launched this series. So I'm curious to see if I want to jump on board. Here's Blue Beetle. I didn't really enjoy the miniseries that Josh Trujillo and Adrian Gutierrez did, especially because Adrian Gutierrez's art didn't feel quite ready for prime time, as they said. It is very appealing and fun sometimes, but there are so many things that are just like, oh, if you spent a little bit more time or the line was a little bit varied, it would be so much more appealing. I don't know what it is about it, but it's cool that Blue Beetle's there. I bet this is partially connected to Blue Beetle getting the movie, of course, with Cobra Kai's Xolo Maridueña. I'm sure I butchered that. I know Xolo's right, but he plays Miguel on Cobra Kai, and Miguel is awesome. I'm sure the movie's going to be really fun. I'm sure he's going to be awesome. It feels like it's kind of dead in the water because it's not connected to anything, and it also the marketing campaign's not great because they're going all in on Batman sucks, which again I don't think that's a good marketing tactic because people like Batman, and saying Batman sucks is not a good way to get Batman fans to want to watch your movie or read your comics. And this is what I keep telling people, but no one listens to me. They're like, controversy is good, and like controversy is not getting the Flash to make a lot of money. And I say this as someone who liked the Flash movie. The controversy marketing or attempt to steer into the controversy marketing did not work for them. And that's disappointing because I think it's a good movie and I think it deserves a good box office. It's not going to get it, I don't think. Maybe it'll have good work. Now, here's the Philip Kennedy Johnson, Jon Stewart ongoing. That's really fun. Dog tag. Well, it's too CGI for me. I wish they'd actually gone for a physical photograph, but it was cool. Lots of covers. Oh, man, they're going all the way up to 100. And they say this is ongoing. It might be a miniseries. I don't know. Philip Kennedy Johnson's doing a lot of books, but he is working this. Montos is great on art. I saw him first in a Chris Priest indie comic for heavy metal, but then I also saw him doing part of Black Adam for Chris Priest, and then he's doing these backups with Philip Kennedy Johnson, and I love Montos's art. I'm glad he's getting this spotlight. I just don't really like DC Cosmic, and Philip Kennedy Johnson's fun, but he's not a writer that I'm going to go all in on. So this one would definitely be at least wait for trade. I am reading the regular Green Lantern. Speaking of which, here's Green Lantern number 3, the main cover by Zermanico. Looks like what's his name? Sinestro. Looks like Sinestro's finally going to show up, and Hal's not happy about it. Looks pretty fun. Oh, but this Rose Besh variant. Oh, I love that Rose Besh variant. I don't know what I'm going to have to do. I've been getting the main covers for Green Lantern because I haven't quite loved the variants more than the main cover, but that Rose Besh variant might get me to do it. I like that Doc Shaner variant. That looks like Gary Frank. Oh, no, it says. Oh, it's just a 1 in 50. That's Herbert. So Jack Herbert is 1 in 25. Gabriel Rodriguez is 1 in 50. And Hispanic Heritage by Pablo Villalobos. I don't think that one's out yet. Hopefully it's not the food ones they did last year. That was real stupid. Oh, but man, that Rose Besh one. I love that Rose Besh cover. I'm so tempted to just buy a bunch of Rose Besh covers. And so 3 still has the backup by Philip Kennedy Johnson. We'll see if they keep the backups going on for issue 4. I hope they let Jeremy Adams do the backups because I know that would help him to really dig into stuff, but he hasn't talked about it, and they would have announced it by now, or he would probably say it by now, but we'll see. If they keep it at $5 without the backup and they don't bump the page count up to 30 pages, I will still buy this because I love Jeremy Adams and I want to give it a chance, but I will be irritated, and it's probably the only $5 without backup that I'm going to be buying. Even though I'm really liking Superman right now, I'm not willing to do that. That's a trade weight for me at that price point. Shazam, Tawny the Tiger. That's funny. I think this is Titans by Tom Taylor. Yep. And Cyborg continues. What's this? Ooh, Superman with Rose Besh. These Superman covers by Campbell and then Rose Besh. I don't really like that one. That was okay. Miguel Hanin is doing a bunch of variants. He's doing both Wonder Woman and Superman variants. Those are very cool. There's 2? Oh, it's an acetate. Is the acetate expensive? So the acetate is $2 more than the regular comic, which I don't enjoy. And I still am really irritated that this is a 20-page comic for $5. Acetate's really cool. I'm really liking Superman. It's okay. And Gleb Melnikov's on art. I really like Gleb Melnikov. He did a great job with Josh Williamson on Robin. Here's Action Comics main cover and the workout variant by David Tolasky with Colin Keenan and Kara Zor-El. And there's Jorge Jimenez and Baranuevo and Albuquerque. Ooh, that's a nice Albuquerque, but it's not really. So I think I would get the. I've gotten one of these workout variants. I think I actually have gotten 2 workout variants. I normally get the Lee Weeks covers. I might get this Jorge Jimenez because I love Jorge Jimenez. And I've been getting all variants, which may be stupid of me, but I really like the art in the cover. There's a Megs Visaggio backup in addition to the Jurgens and Weeks. I'm actually buying the series for the Jurgens and Weeks backups about John and Lois and Clark. I don't know how long this is going to go on. It seems like they're continuing to go. This is the 7th issue. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's going to feature them. Let's see, Black Canary. Oh, this must be Green Arrow. I love this. I think that's James Sticko, where he has to fire 1 arrow versus all things coming at him. That's hilarious. And then, of course, we've got Parallax is coming back to fight Green Arrow with issue number 4 of Green Arrow. So that's very interesting. This is thankfully this is a 12-issue miniseries right now, hopefully getting extended to a ongoing. This is only $4, so that's actually tempting. I didn't actually read the second issue of this. I liked the first issue, but I didn't quite like it enough to go on to the second issue. I don't know. I focus so much on Batman stuff, even though there's a reduced number of Batman, so I could follow more, but I am following a bunch of Superman stuff now. So I don't know. I try not to burn out reading too many comics. Hot Girl number 3 of 6. Superboy finale. Oh man, I don't know what I want to get for this one. Lots of cool stuff. David Tolasky variant, and then Fatima Wajid and John Oy. This is a really cool variant. That's really cool looking. This main cover is also really cool. I don't know. I've enjoyed this. I don't think Janoy Lindsay's great on sequential stuff sometimes. His transitions between pieces have been very weak sometimes, but he's still really fun. And Kenny Porter is doing a decent job writing it. Steelworks, Michael Dorn, Worf, writing comics, and Sammy Basri's great artist. I love the fact that he's doing this. Does it mention Lana? I really like the fact that they're doing Lana and John Henry in a romance again, and maybe getting married. That'd be awesome. And of course, Natalie is great. I like Steel. He's such a good dude. I love good dudes. He's such a good dude. Doom Patrol, second to last issue. They got extended, so I get 1 more issue. Don't like the artist or the writer, unfortunately. Not that they're... Well, I think Dennis Culver is not very good, but Chris Gurnham's a very good artist. I just don't like his art. Here's the Ghouls Just Want to Have Fun. Now I'm going to read these writers. Ellen Tremini, John Arcudi, Greg Burnham, Soman Chainandi, Adam F. Goldberg, and Hans Rodionov, Christopher Sean, and Lainia, Alex Gare, and others. I know one of these people, and I know him as an actor. Christopher Sean. He got started on YouTube videos for the Lizzie Bennett Diaries. He played Bing Lee, and he was really fun to talk to. I interviewed him on YouTube. He went on to do voice work for the Gotham Knights game as Nightwing, and he also played the main character in the Star Wars Star Wars Resistance cartoon that takes place right after Force Unleashed. Force Awakens. Haha, that's hilarious. Force Unleashed is a video game. Force Awakens, the Disney video, Star Wars thing, blah, blah. I don't recognize any of these writers. I recognize one artist, which is Dexter Soy. So they have Superman and Ghosts, Man-Bat versus Werewolf, Mary Marvel, and Dr. Psycho, Halloween Frat Party, Question, Fashion Crimes, Robot Man with a ghostly glitch, Crush and Lobo, Nightwing and Red Hood in Bloodhaven. That might be a tie-in to the video game. That one's the one co-written by Christopher Sean. None of this sounds very interesting. These are a good value for money. $10 for 80 pages. $10 for 100 pages is a better deal, but $10 for 80 pages is still actually significantly better than $5 for 20 pages, or even $5 for 30 pages. I used to do analyses of per page cost, and best price is still 20 pages for $3. Of course, if you get 22 pages for $3, it would be even better, but 20 pages for $3 is a really good price. Raphael Grampa's 4-issue miniseries, Prestige. These are approximately double length, maybe about 40 pages of actual story content. Raphael Grampa I know mostly from the Dark Knight Returns, the Golden Child's one-shot he did with Frank Miller. I don't like writer-artists who go from being artists to writer-artists. For every Frank Miller and Tim Seeley, you get and I hate to say this because he's a really nice guy and he's a really great artist, but he's a mediocre writer. So Sean Gordon Murphy, Lee Bermejo, there's just so many artists who become writers and their stuff just isn't very good. The Italian artists who did one for Panini that came to the US, just they're very forgettable. They never go anywhere. They spend so much money promoting them and nobody cares. It doesn't interact. It doesn't impact characters. It's never a particularly clever take on the character. It does have great art. I'm not going to say it doesn't have great art, but that is not enough. James Williams is sort of an okay writer. He's never something to really write home about, but his work with Hayden Blackman was decent on Batwoman. But I would not really want to see him doing a lot by himself because his single black and white stories wasn't very good. Superman Last Days of Lex Luthor, part 2 of 3. This is Mark Waid. This is sort of thematically dealing with stuff that came up in my favorite Superman origin, which is Superman Birthright by Waid and Little Francis Yu. I love that origin. I am really hopeful that this is good. A lot of people are like, nah, just let Lex Luthor die. And I'm like, Superman wrestling with the evil that Lex has done, but actually wanting to save him, I think would be interesting. And I think could play to Mark Waid's strengths if he really leans into the complexity. If he just is like, oh, this is terrible, but Superman has to do it, it's not going to be interesting. We'll see. I am both excited and anxious about this Last Days of Lex Luthor miniseries. I'm really hoping it's good because I love Superman Birthright. Speaking of Sean Gordon Murphy, here we've got Sean Gordon Murphy's White Knight Universe Generation Joker. I enjoyed the first issue of this. Honestly, when I say he's a mediocre writer, I really should say when he's writing anyone except Bruce, Harley Quinn, and Joker. Those 3 he actually writes really well. Is when he tries to write other people that is really mediocre. And their twins, really fun. So this is leaning into his strength. It's actually written by Katana Collins, who actually did a really good job with the Harley Quinn miniseries. So Katana Collins continuing with Harley Quinn and this, I think, is a really great idea. Riddler Year 1 is finally collected. So that's by, of course, Paul Dano, who played Riddler. Dead Boy Detective trade, 3 Jokers trade, Static trade. Oh, here's the mangas. These will be funny. And it's actually volume 2. I don't know how many. I wish they'd be I wish we'd have more information about these mangas, like how many volumes they're going for, or are they actually ongoing? Wayne Family Adventures. This actually is the volume of Wayne Family Adventures I want to buy. I want to buy it yesterday because this is the one that has Steph as Ramen and Batgirl in 2 separate issues. I love these covers. You've got Steph right here, and then of course you got. I want to say that's Damien, but that could be Tim. And then Orphan and Nightwing, and that's Tim because that's Damien, I'm pretty sure, and Jason and Babs and Alfred, and I love this. You should check out the reviews I write with Steph on the Batman universe. Art is great by Starbite. Writing is solid by CRC Payne. Backgrounds by Susie Blake, who I managed to meet at C2E2, and also Lan Ma on Twitter as Iris Padron. I love the art team. I love the writing. I love this series, and I'm very excited to be able to buy it on hard copy because these are stories that I would love to. These are the kind of things you can give to a little kid, and they'll understand what's going on. It's great. Here's another Webtoons, same cover artist, even though it's different interior artist. Vixen NYC. They're only doing episodes 10 through 18. So they did episodes 1 through 9. They're doing like 9 episodes per thing, and this one went up to, I think it's going up to 63. So that'd be like 7 volumes of Vixen NYC. They're really kind of going slow, whereas they're doing like approximately 25 issues for Wayne Family Adventures. I don't know what's going on with that, but it's possible that because Wayne Family Adventures is more strip of the gag of the week, they can compress the panels more. Whereas since Vixen is soap opera serialized, they have to do a more expanded art presentation. So maybe that's why they're doing that. I don't know. We'll have to wait to see. And the nice thing about these is hopefully they'll be able to get them in Walmart because they are doing a lot of Webtoons in Walmart. That would be awesome if you got Webtoons, Wayne Family Adventures, and Vixen, and Zatanna, and Red Hood in Walmart. Just because DC tries for Walmart again, but I think this time it might do much better because Webtoons are really popular at Walmart. Superman, Action Comics, Stargirl, these are all trade solicitations, so I am zooming through them. I'm trying to see if there's any extras. Wonder Woman. So this is to tie into Wonder Woman #1. This is another Wonder Woman #1 of the original. I actually already own this on digital, so I probably won't get the facsimile. Oh, it has the period correct ads. That's really kind of fun. I love that. I love that attention to detail. Here's Jorge Corona, Batgirl's artist. Neo Gothic continues. Batman Inc. reaches 12. It doesn't say final issue. Maybe it will say final issue when it reaches number 2. Not 2. What's that thing? Connect. DC Connect. The actual catalog where they give the solicitations in paper form. It feels like it might be a finale. I know this series is not doing super well. It really should because it's a great series. It's really well done. Art by John Timms is just phenomenal. And writing by Ed Brisson is giving so much texture and so much likability to so many complicated characters. This is the Batman Inc. story that I wish had been the first Batman Inc. concept because I don't like what Grant Morrison did with it. I like the first 9-ish issues of Batman Inc. Volume 1. I hate Batman Inc. Volume 2 because it's depressing and nasty. Plus, I don't like the art for most of it. So Batman Inc. Volume 3 might be my very favorite Batman Inc. volume, and it's the least popular. And I understand why it doesn't have Batman. It's led by Ghostmaker, but it makes perfect story sense. Ghostmaker's a really cool character, and all these other characters are really cool. I give a high recommendation to Batman Inc. I definitely do that. Here's World's Finest. Hilariously, what's his name? Nick Cage from the Flash movie. Spoilers. Oh, that's funny. Continues, and that's number 19. City Boy number 5 of 6. Danger Street, I think this is 9 of 12. Fables 161 continues to get pushed back, so eventually this series will be finished. I am really enjoying it, but it's been like 3 months since last issue. That's really disappointing. I think it's because Buckingham has I think he's doing the Miracle Man series at Marvel. And I think that's what's pushing it back. I could be wrong. I don't know for sure because I'm not following Miracle Man, but that's what people are telling me is Buckingham's working with Gaiman over on Miracle Man. The writing is all done. Willingham did the scripts like a year and a half ago, and they're all 12 are done. So it's really just an art issue. Harley Quinn, Black, White, and Redder. We've got Gail Simone, Aditya Bidikar, who's actually more known as a letterer, I think, and Chris Condon. I don't recognize that person. What is this? Oh, Peacemaker tries hard? What are these goofy, weird as heck variant? I'm not reading Peacemaker tries hard. I don't understand what their plan is with this or why they're doing it. Spirit World number 5 of 6. Stars of Dakota. What is this guy? Oh, Superman Lost. So here's the main cover. Carla Pagulayan just killing it as usual. Lee Weeks doing Batman and Superman. The covers for this have been great. And there's a Gary Frank cover. Chris Priest is doing some great Superman stuff. 6 of 10. He's not. I don't think he's skipped any months yet. I think Black Adam skipped a month in the middle of the arc when they switched artists. I hope against hope that Carla Pagulayan is staying on this because he is just phenomenal. I love his art so much. He's a huge reason why I'm on here. But of course, Christopher Priest is the main reason. I love the way he writes Superman. I love the way he writes Lois. He's just really fun to read. Tales of the Titans continues with the Donna issue by Steve Orlando. Batman and Scooby-Doo. Unfortunately, the last issue is going to be written by Ivan Cohen instead of Shawley Fish. Joker continues with the same great art team, but I just still don't like it. I feel like we're coming in on the ending of this. I don't know how well it's selling. The fact that it's way down here seems to me to indicate that either they don't care how it's selling or it's on its way out. I don't know. This is nowhere close to being as good as The Joker by James Tynion, which is just a top tier series about Jim Gordon, not about the Joker. Joker's the villain. Like it's a Jim Gordon series. This Matt Rosenberg series, absolutely a Jim Gordon, absolutely a Joker series. It does have Stephanie Brown in it, which makes me extremely happy. But she's only been one issue, so I haven't been collecting anything that doesn't have her in it. From that series, I've collected obviously other books that don't have. Vigil continues, Wildcats continues, and there's a really cute Zealot. Zealot is going to be in the Birds of Prey. Wildcats number 11. I think I heard this was a 12-issue series, but I'm not 100% sure. And this is World's Finest Teen Titans, Mark Waid's attempt to do Teen Titans Year 1 again. I haven't read Teen Titans Year 1. I don't like the Teen Titans, so I'm not reading this. I don't really understand why they're doing this, other than the fact that it's kind of fun. That, like, there's sort of like a World's Finest. Well, it's not a World's Finest verse. Mark Waid is doing World's Finest, Shazam, and World's Finest Teen Titans. And those, like, they're all the Mark Waid titles. And they seem to be popular enough. He's got fantastic artists with Travis Moore and Dan Moore, of course, and Emanuela Lupacchino. These are just top tier artists. They seem to be selling sort of in the middle of the pack, which is pretty good for these kinds of titles. None of them appeal to me because I don't like Mark Waid's writing and I don't really care about these concepts. Here's some more trades. Wait, what? Nope, that's trade. Okay, still on trades. And they're soliciting the trade for Fables in November, which means hopefully they'll get the final issue out in October. They probably won't. This will probably slip to January of next year, and we'll probably get the final issue in December. I'm really irritated with the release, even though because I really like the book. I want to read the book, but I'm tired that I can't because they're not giving me the issues. More trades. More trades. Mm-hmm. Many trades. That's a trade. Okay, so that's it. A bunch of my series have ended, and that makes me sad. But I have some new series like Green Lantern. I'll have to look at how many comics I'm pulling in September, because I like to have at least 4. So technically 1 per week, although sometimes come in. Let's see. So I've got the 2 Chris Priest books. I've got Green Lantern. So there's 3. And I've got a bunch of maybes. So we'll see which of those maybes pulls me in so that I'm actually buying it. But that is my reactions to Solicitations for September 2023. Thank you for spending the time with me, and have a great night.